see the side angle of the conventional deadlift, you see how high the hips are. That means the hamstrings are going to be worked a lot more, and you lower back more. Again, this is the conventional pull. Again, you get close to the bar, you know, get a good grip, and then once you're ready to pull, push the ground away from you, and keep the bar close to you, and look, look how much, when you're starting somewhere about here, look how high your hips are, and the bar is just dragging up your body, and you're locking out at the top. Again, this is what the conventional will be here. You're starting, and look how much the hips are traveling. And you know that's going to be a lot of stress. It's going to be good stress on the hamstrings. Meaning the hamstrings are going to get strong because, excuse me, because your hips are a lot higher. So you have your hips in a higher position. That's going to allow you to stretch out the hamstrings a lot more. Again, your hips are higher. Your feet are inside here, the gripping. Okay. About an inch from the bar. You grab here. Right. You're going to straighten out your back by lifting your chest up, lifting up your chin. Now the bar is nice and close to the to your shins there. You push the ground away from you, and you just start pulling up. All right. Again, you push the ground away from you, and you start pulling all the way up here. You're not done until you fully lock out. Get the hips forward, and then bring it back down. All right. Again, we know this weight's light. Is this for demonstration? And that's fine. The thing is, just to demonstrate, you want to have all those points. But the sumo also has its advantages that we're going to talk about right now. So now we're talking about the sumo deadlift. So what's the sumo? Unlike the conventional, your feet are starting kind of inside here where the grip's at. See, here's the gripping part here. Some people call it the nerding, or people call things different. I don't know. I like to say right here where the gripping parts that keep it simple. Your feet are inside here on the conventional. For the sumo, your feet are going to be fairly wide. Most bars have this line here. I like for my shin, the middle of my shin, to be there for the sumo. That's how I myself recommend when you do the sumo. Some people have your feet all the way out like this on the sumo. I myself like to recommend, when you see these lines, the middle of your shin, about right there. Again, about an inch from the bar. Your hands are going to be inside your legs now, as opposed to the conventional. Conventional, your hands are outside your legs. Now on the sumo, your hands are going to be inside your legs. So here, you're going to come down, push the weight away from you, and that's it. As you notice, if you notice the travel on the sumo is a lot less than the conventional deadlift. Conventional deadlift, you're way up there, your hips are high, you get a lot of hamstrings. This one, as you can see, you're a lot lower, so you're going to involve more quads. How about conventional deadlift? Do they work quads? They do, but nowhere near as much as a sumo deadlift. How about sumo? Do they work hamstrings? You are working your hamstrings somewhat, but nowhere near as much as the conventional. But there's a bonus to this one, your hip adductors. Hip adductors, you're working in the sumo because you're in this position here. The hip adductors that go here, they have to fire. They have to fire there. You know, you push them into the ground. They're part of the motion. So hip adductors, those are really good if you're working a sport and you gotta run fast, like baseball, like football, like sprinting, like track and field. You gotta move fast. The hip adductors, they help when you gotta slow your stride down. They also help when you gotta run real fast. Those hip adductors help you fire that running momentum. So if you're an athlete and you're doing a lot of running, I recommend you do sumos.